G'day folks, this is Tony here, aka Crypto Aussie, back with another video, and today it's time for an update on the Piggy Bank. And the big question on everyone's lips, is it finally go time for the Piggy Bank? So we all know that the Animal Farm and the Piggy Bank have been paused for almost 2 months now. We've all been sitting around, capital's been tied up, waiting for this thing to come back. Then a relaunch was scheduled for April 21st, but was aborted at the last minute. But now, is it finally going to happen? Well, old mate Forex Shark is telling us that it is, and he's calling it the Animal Farm Rebirth. He's doing a couple of big interviews and AMAs this week, and he's also released a brand new white paper. Yes, this is what we've all been waiting for. The pigs, the Piggy Bank, and the Pig Pen will all be going live this Thursday, May the 5th. Now, that's not the entire Animal Farm. It's just the pigs, Piggy Bank, and Pig Pen. The rest of the Animal Farm, so that's the dogs token, all the farms and pools that are producing dogs and pigs, they will not go live on Thursday. They will be another week or two away. As you said here, they're going to release instructions on that once the pigs, Piggy Bank, and Pig Pen have gone live. So first thing to highlight in here is that they have made some changes to the Piggy Bank and to the Pig Pen. So I just want to cover off a couple of those because they're covered in some detail in the white paper. Now, first of all, one of the problems with the Piggy Bank in the first version was that you couldn't compound fractions of a piglet. So that meant that unless you had at least 30 piglets from the start, and 30 piglets took a little bit of money to actually get that many. So unless you had 30 piglets, you couldn't compound on a daily basis. And that was a problem. People had to wait quite a bit longer, and in some cases they had to wait several days to be able to compound just one piglet. So that caused problems because firstly, it was advertised that you would be able to compound daily, and that wasn't delivered on for those people who had smaller stakes. And secondly, if you couldn't compound daily, then that meant that you weren't getting the advertised return on your investment because that relied on daily compounding. So in version 2, they have improved this. So now, no matter how small your stake is, you'll always be able to compound daily and collect your daily time-locking bonus distribution. Secondly, they've adjusted the distribution of piglets. So the first launch was botted, which means that a couple of people got in right on the stroke of the launch with a bot and managed to get an unfair distribution of piglets at a very low price. So they've changed that by increasing the initial liquidity pool and also then simulating the launch without those bots there, which means that most people are going to get more piglets and they'll be more fairly distributed. So that means that not only will you be able to compound part piglets, you'll also have more piglets to start with. So win-win there. One thing to bear in mind here is that dogs aren't live when the Piggy Bank goes live. So what they're doing is putting in referral bonuses being set to 2% for everyone until dogs go live, at which case it will then revert to the old referral. So even if you've got 13 dogs staked, which under the old rules and under the new rules, once the dogs have been relaunched, will give you a 5% referral bonus, it looks like you only get 2% until the dogs are relaunched. I'm not a big fan of that. I think they would know who has dogs staked and who doesn't, even if the dogs aren't live. So they could still provide those referral bonuses. Okay, moving on to the Pig Pen. The Pig Pen wasn't particularly popular in the first version of the Animal Farm because people didn't think they were getting enough of a return on the pigs that were staked in there. So what they've done over here with increased cash flow is there's a BUSD dividend, which was there in the original version. But on top of that, they've added a new major cash flow that allows Pig Pen stakers to earn pigs as well. The pigs that will be earned as yield in version 2 Pig Pen come from deposit or withdrawal fees in the Piggy Bank. So this will add significantly more return to the pig holders who hold in the Pig Pen, which is fantastic. Remains to be seen how much that's worth, but we'll find out. The other thing that is going on here is they are actually locking up a large part of the Pig Pen. They've implemented, it says here, they've implemented a 50-day vesting period on the pigs, principal staked in the Pig Pen. This 50-day vesting period works by making 2% of the stakers' principal available for withdrawal daily, effectively making 100% of their principal withdrawal after 50 days. So the original version of the Pig's Pen, you could take your pigs out at any time. Now they're locking it up for up to 50 days post-launch. And I think this is really to ensure that there is no chance of a dump on relaunch. Because what this means with the Piggy Bank and the Pig Pen combined, that's over 97% of the pigs in circulation. So it's only 3% that are not locked up on launch, means that there's virtually zero chance of, well, there is zero chance of a dump or enough sell pressure being able to put on it. Even if all the people who could sell did sell, it still wouldn't materially impact anything. So I think it's an interesting defensive mechanism. I'm sure there's going to be some people who aren't particularly happy about having their pig pen pigs locked up for that period of time, but potentially pretty smart in terms of making sure that they protect the price and therefore protect capital. Okay, so they're the major changes that are highlighted in the white paper. One question I'm sure a lot of people still have is, what do they need to do when the Piggy Bank relaunches? So you may remember that we were all asked to withdraw whatever pigs we could and submit them to a credit contract. So now what happens once it reopens? Well, depends on where your pigs were. So if they're in the piggy bank, now obviously you weren't able to withdraw your pigs BUSD LPs from the piggy bank. So essentially you don't need to do anything. They took a snapshot of the piggy bank and they are simulating the relaunch and crediting everyone inside the piggy bank with the correct number of piglets. So you don't have to do anything for anything you had in the piggy bank. You just need to wait and you will automatically be credited for the number of piglets you should have, which, as I said before, in most cases should be more than you had prior to the pause. Now, if you had pigs in the pig pen, it's slightly more complicated. In this case, you've got a choice. You can either have your pigs put back into the pig pen, in which case they'll be locked up for up to 50 days with 2% becoming available each day, or you can elect to have them put into the piggy bank. You'll need to supply an equivalent value of BUSD to be joined with your pigs in the LP, but that will then be put into the piggy bank, and you can time lock that just like a normal piggy bank deposit. And if you choose to do that, they have a 20% bonus for deposits made in the first 48 hours. So you will receive that bonus if you elect to put your pig pen pigs into the piggy bank. So they're the two options, and you can split your pig pen holdings between the two. So you put a certain percentage back into the pig pen and a certain percentage into the piggy bank. It's up to you. So there will be the ability to do that on the website. He's calling it the Pigs Crediting UI. So watch out for that. Now, the other place that you could be holding your pigs, aside from the piggy bank and the pig pen, is just in your wallet. So anyone who is holding pigs in their wallet at the time of the pause, they don't need to do anything either. Your pigs will be airdropped directly into your wallet. And as mentioned before, less than 3% of the pigs' total supply were actually in the wallets when it was paused. So they will be the only ones that will be able to be sold or traded immediately. So there'll be very, very little liquidity to start with. And final thing to mention is they have taken the opportunity to upgrade the website. Now, the website was never fantastic. So I think with 2 months out, they have taken the opportunity to improve it. What I've seen so far looks pretty good. If that allows people to interact with it more smoothly and it attracts more people into the protocol, then fantastic. There's a lot more in the white paper. It's 45 pages long, so there is a lot of information there. A lot of it is information that was in the previous white paper, and it's overviews of the animal farm, of the piggy bank, of the drip garden. So I would encourage you to go and have a bit of a look through it just to make sure you're clear on what is going on and what the different parts of the animal farm are. So I guess the big question is, what's going to happen when this thing goes live? Personally, I have no idea. There's been a lot of dissatisfaction, to put it mildly, in the drip community about this whole process and how long the animal farm has been paused. So how much confidence has been lost in Forex Shark and his team during that time is unclear. That said, he said all along that his biggest priority is capital preservation, especially with all the rogues and exploits that have been happening in other protocols lately. And it looks like he's delivering on that. So, from my perspective, yes, it's been a real pain in the butt to have this going on for so long and to have our capital tied up in there. But if they've used that time wisely to get this thing right and to make sure the mechanics make sense, make sure it delivers on what it promises, and to make sure that there's no chance of any exploits and any capital being lost, that to me is more important than an extra week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks that it's taken to get this thing up and running again. Now, other people might take a different view on that. I do know a few people who are really upset about how long it's taken, and maybe they'll want to sell out quickly. That's up to them. For me, there's nothing that I or anyone else can do about that now. That's in the past, it's done. I think the most important thing right now is to make the right, rational decision for what's going to be best for me and for my capital. So I'd encourage you to think about it that way as well. And I think Forex Shark and the team have recognized that there is some unrest, and that's why they have taken some of the steps that they have to ensure that there isn't any sort of dump or major issues on relaunch. And those things might also mean that if you want to get into the piggy bank or get further in, then Thursday might be a good time to do it, particularly with the 20% bonus. Now, I want to be crystal clear on this. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and I'm not recommending that you invest in the piggy bank. This video is purely information with hopefully a little bit of entertainment thrown in. So you need to do your own research, make your own decisions, and whatever you choose to do is entirely your responsibility and entirely your business. That said, if you have independently decided that you want in and are wondering how to do it, I have provided a link in the description below, purely for your convenience, of course. That is not a recommendation, advice, or even a suggestion. It is merely a convenience. Now, it is a referral link, which means that there is no difference for you whether you use it or not. However, I will receive a small reward if you do use it. So if you have done your research and independently decided that you want to put some money into this, and your research process has benefited from this video, then I would very much appreciate it if you did use the link. But entirely up to you. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and make sure you also hit the subscribe button and the bell icon below to be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you want to take your crypto investing experience to the next level, you should definitely check out the Sat Stackers Mastermind. At its core, the Sat Stackers Mastermind is a close-knit, super active and extremely supportive community of crypto investors who spend most of our time discussing opportunities like this and many others. We also have some super connected members with access to limited and or exclusive opportunities that are not available elsewhere. So if that sounds cool to you, the link for that is also in the description below. Or you can hit me up in the comments if you want more information. And if you want to learn more about the piggy bank, about the overall drip ecosystem, including the drip garden and the drip faucet, make sure you check out these videos next, because they'll give you plenty more information on that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time.